got to do is you've got to keep whatever time you use it, take the stuff off. So this time I'm actually making the effort to walk around the camp and take some footage of the chaps. So here's Brothers Wild in their luxury hotel. Oh, I've just dropped, there we go, back again. Look, camera and camera action. How you doing, buddy?
How you doing, mate?
Hey, smashing.
Right, I'll get back to you in a bit, guys.
There we go, just tightened up the camera now. So now I'm looking at the Brothers Wild a la carte hotel, for all inclusive with luxury beds, ground matting, provide extra thermal protection, along with fantastic Canadian whiskey, potentially going to be down the neck later on. Look at that, that's what I call a setup. Amazitron. Oh, I bet it did. Brilliant. So there they are, the brothers. They're like on the scale of the Yeti. They're very hard to find, but when you find them, it's a luxury to see. There you go.
Brothers Grimm.
Yeah, Brothers Grimm. It's a film, isn't it?
I believe it's a fairy tale.
Then they're moving round, and there he is, the one, the only, Chris Ember Clark, and Darren. There you go. Looking at cameras. Oh, nice. There we go. You just can't done what I've done. And then, do you want to be on film? You do. Say hello.
All right, mate.
How's it going?
Good, you?
Eating some army rations?
Yeah.
Oh, what you got?
Cocktail.
It's nice, isn't it?
Lovely.
You get them a lot, don't you? That's what they were telling me. Like, you're lucky. Brilliant. Love the tent.
Now, Ashton Pack from the work, like work. He works for the army, and he was chucking all the stuff away.
Oh, mate.
He goes, I said to him about it, and he goes, don't worry about it, I'll bring you one in. He went back home and then brought it in. Here you go.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So you're going for the tent option,
From there as well.
mate. Can't go wrong, can you? You'll be nice and cosy in there tonight.
From there and the top.
It's the best price, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
Brilliant. So, what's your name again, sorry?
John.
John, that's it, John. There's John. You got a nickname or was it just John?
I think we just say,
Stay with John.
yeah.
Fair enough. All right, we'll leave it there then. So, it's a great Medway meet again, chaps. There's Darren's set up. He's gone for the hammock on top with a bit of an admin area. Fantastic. Look at that. And lurking in the shadows is Dave, setting up some form of range with his little bow. Obviously target practice, nothing else. Moving round. Back to the chaps having a convo. There we are, there's my setup there. I've got a Hennessy hammock tonight with UK hammocks under blanket and over blanket. Probably a bit of overkill considering the time of year and it's uber hot. However, I'd rather be too hot than too cold, and I can always kick it off me later on. And then if I get time, make some bread and some other bits and bobs. That's my little bit of admin mess that's there. I've had a can of beer already because it's really thirsty. I felt like a celebration of brewed beer to rehydrate myself. Moving around. There we go. There's Dave. Dave the Gopalier set up. Again, he's choosing to be in a hammock as well. DD hammock, I think that is. Very nice. So there's all the chaps for the second Medway meet. Got a couple of additions on this one, which is always welcome. And there's my noisy little speaker. And this is the communal area where we're going to be tonight. We're going to have a big fire, bit of a cooking area, have the crack. So that's our introductions to today's little Medway meet. So for now, I'll leave it there and I'll get back to you when we start having some fun. No. I could link it up to my phone. Yeah, well, if not, it should all be in there. Right. So, what I'm going to make is some bread out in the field. What I've got some strong white bread flour, measuring cup. I've got some salt, about a tablespoon's worth, and I've got a mixture of yeast and sugar. I use caster sugar because it's finer and it mixes better than the more usual granulated stuff. The only difference between normal sugar that you put in your tea and coffee and caster sugar is it's been blended to a finer mix. So, like I said, got 1 tablespoon of caster sugar and about 1.5 tablespoons of yeast in there. Got some oil, use any oil or butter or anything that you want. Basically what I'll be doing with that is simply lining the inside of the pot I'm going to be using to put the dough in, to then put it in the oven and put it in the fire. And lastly, got some water. I just boiled it so it's warm. Ideally you want to be able to hold your finger in there for about 5 seconds, so yeah, that's probably about ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the water into a plastic container, because what I've been told from my missus is that yeast works better in plastic containers rather than being put in metal. So I'll take her judgment on that. Clean hand, clean bowl. Okay, what I've got here then, I've got an audience now, is I'm going to take 2 cupfuls or thereabouts of flour. So it's not accurate 100%, but you know, you can always adjust it a bit more water, a bit more flour if needed. In an ideal world, what I'd have is another container big enough to put all the flour in, so allow me just to scoop it out easy, but where I'm at in the field at the minute I want to keep it clean and relatively tidy. I'll just do that. So 2 cupfuls from the measuring cup, tablespoon of sugar, sorry, salt. I'm going to put in my yeast and my sugar straight into hot water, a pinch of flour, and simply leave that do its magic. Proper planning, should have had a spoon, but still mixing up with this, aren't I? So, what I'm planning to do is, once I mix all this together, like I said, I'll put it into the cooking pot, just a normal, it's a titanium pot, it's already clean, so all that, and then basically this is my oven. So inside, put some birch wood in the bottom, just raise the tin off the floor of the zebra tin, and then simply put my bread in there, like so, place the lid on top, stick it on the fire, ideally embers from the fire, it's not a burning hot raging flamey fire, and leave it for about 20 minutes or so, and then it should rise enough and be good. I've got the fire already prepped, quite a good bed of embers already. So while I'm just waiting for the yeast to do its little thing, I'll pour a little bit of oil in. Might be a little bit too much, but we'll see. I'm just going to basically line the inside of the tin. Again, what I'm trying to achieve by putting the yeast and the sugar inside the plastic pot is to allow the yeast to start bubbling away. Looks lovely, lovely. Good. You don't want to be quickly now, just go and get something to wipe my hands on. Should we get a towel? Okay. So looking in here, the yeast is bubbling away lovely. What we'll do quickly, just check the fire. Yeah, it's going good. So once I'm happy that the yeast is working good, give it a couple of more minutes and then I'll pour it in. Simply what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to pour the mix straight inside here and then with 3 fingers and the thumb kind of massage and mix the flour, sugar, yeast and salt all in. Like so. Just going to pinch it, mix it in. What I find easy is make a little hole first inside the centre, pour a little bit of water in, slowly introduce the flour into it, mix it up and then keep doing the same process again and again, add a little bit, mix it up until you get like a dough. If you find it's too wet, you can simply add some more flour in. If it's too dry, add a little bit more water in. So already that's looking good. Once I've kneaded and got myself a lump of flour, I'll just put a cover over this or put the shirt over it, leave it for about 10 minutes or so to prove and rise a little bit. That allows me to get the oven warm, the container warm, and then I'll introduce it all together. Alright, so let's give it a go. This way you think it gets messy. Do that so you can see a little bit better. Because we're out in the field, there's always that chance to get bits of leaf and a few bugs in there, but that's all part of the experience really, isn't it? As you can see now, it's starting to take and clump. And like I said to you, it's not a problem. If you do find that it's a bit sticky, just whack a bit more flour in there, it's not a big deal. What you want to do is basically when you get it all together, you want to have a clean bowl. You could whack all the water straight in, but you might find you're going to have a big mess straight away. Depends on what you like. The idea is that you do it with one hand, then you've got another hand clean in case you need to get a bit of flour or do something else. But no, I'm not using my whole hand, so it's just 2 fingers and my thumb. Really, it's getting kind of any dampness to it. So a little drag, it's probably spot on for water really. So just going to mix it. Might have to add a little bit of flour in there just for that to take. This is why it's a good idea to have a clean hand. Again, I'm not a baker by trade, so no doubt if you watch this video and you do this for a living, you can probably provide me with millions of tips and things to improve what I'm doing here. Always welcome. Yeah, all I'm doing now, I'm not kneading it, I'm just kind of mixing it a little bit just to allow it to start drying out a little bit before I then go through the kneading process. Top tip, put a bit of flour together to clean your hands off. Again, this bread tonight is going to be shared between the groups here, so it's the Medway Bushcraft guys. Some of us it's meeting for the first time. And it's always good to share something on the first visit. Last time was alcohol, this time it's alcohol and bread. Hey, what an option. Okay, so As you can see, getting quite a bit more of a clean bowl. So it's now ready for kneading. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it forward, spin it around, flip it over, push it forward, and just keep repeating that process for a couple of minutes. Again, like I said, I'm not a baker, so I've done this at home a few times, done it out in the field a few times. It always varies. Into pizzas at the minute. I might do a video on making pizzas out in the field. Again, it's always different bread. You know, you've got fire, different heats. So I've left it about 5 minutes now. Got the oven warming up. I've got the bread proving. It's risen quite a bit. I'm just heating up the can where the bread's going to go in. It's important everything's relatively warm when it goes in. Helps with the cooking process. So that's pretty much where we are at the minute. Okay. Give it a couple of more minutes, and then I'll put the video back on, and we'll get the bread cooking. Yeah, it's annoying. Right, so I've left it a reasonable amount of time now. It's risen substantially from before. As you can see there, still just as good. I'm being a bit impatient probably, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place it into my little pot, and then place it into the oven. Put some embers around it and leave it for about 25 minutes or so. A little bit warm, oil's approved nicely. So, probably do a little bit of flour right now, a little bit sticky. Simply chuck it in.
Yeah, it is. I'll tell you what, it is. It's really nice to get out. This is amazing. I'll go shopping in the motorway and it's like, oh well, it's only take me an hour, I'm gone for free, yeah, because I'm riding round to school. So we do, you stick it in the dishwasher?
No. I never dishwasher any of them, mate.
No, I'm talking about the griddle. Oh, no, just... I'll tell you the best stuff to wash it. Very flat.
Simply leave that now, period of time, allow it to cook. I think what I'll do is instead of stopping the video, I'll just take still shots and do a video when I pull it out and you see the final product. So, ta-da for now. So then, hopefully we've got enough light for you to see this. I've left it a period of time now. Can't really remember how long because typical me, I got nattering. So, health and safety, I'm going to do the big reveal. So, I'll take the lid off. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Wowzers. So, I'm just going to there you go. What I tend to do is give it a shake just to loosen and break it off, and it allows it to come out. There you can see, completely finished. So as you can see, I'll give it a shake just to make sure nothing's stuck to it, peel it forward, and there we go. Good loaf. Lovely jubbly. I'll just leave it on here for a minute just to rest, and then basically I think for the rest of it I'm going to take stills with me, slice up, dish out to the rest of the chaps. But as you can see, very simple, not very time intensive. That's enough there to easily feed 4 people. With it being bread, it's very filling, carbohydrates, you could add to anything. With this is a basic recipe, but you can add anything to it if you want to. You can add, I've done pepperoni before, you can add cheese, anything you wish, sweet, savoury, again, up to you. So that's just my little presentation on bushcraft bread out in the field. Any comments, any feedback, always welcome, especially for you bakers out there. You know, always up for a tip to make it easier, make a more better risen bread. But that's it, there you go, job done. Take care, ta-ra for now. Right then chaps, didn't take much footage after doing the bread making because it was the Medway meetup, and decided that we'll just have the crack, have a few beers, do the usual blokey thing out in the woods. Fantastic night, really nice and chilled, had a good old fire going. Taff got a good old Viking longboat fire, well, that's what we called it. A few whiskies of various sorts from various countries around the world was sampled, which is always a treat, definitely. Fantastic night. There's some cracking new guys, good additions to the group, as we call it. About 8:30 this morning, it absolutely started lashing down with rain, so pretty much everyone just kind of got amongst it and started packing everything away. But hope you enjoy the bread video.